Come on now.
Say what?
Say what?
Yes, sir.
Say what?
Say
What?
Say what?
Stop it. 7:15. He's in the building every Thursday. Misheard lyrics from the Bible. The prayer lead from Auckland Church Network and worldwide renowned podcaster. It's Dale Campbell.
Good morning, Stella. Good morning. How's it going, Ted?
Good morning.
How you know what? It's a Tab. We should be honoured actually to have Dale in the studio with us because he's a busy man. He's a wanted man.
My ego's getting bigger by the second.
This
is great.
People are demanding him in
No.
everywhere. So we're grateful. We're grateful, buddy.
No.
The podcast. Let's talk about that for just a second before
Thanks,
we dive
man.
into this. So where are you at, and how can people get a hold of you on the podcast?
There's a podcast in partnership with Rima Media. I'm using your gear to go out to various places and interview really interesting people around the city. There's a podcast called For the City.
Oh.
So you can get it on like Spotify,
Yep.
Apple Podcasts, For the City, in partnership with the Auckland Church Network. We love the city and we love zooming in close to get these cool stories of what people are doing in the city.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the premise of it all? You're just talking
People
one-on-one on peace?
people in a place with a vision for peace.
Oh, nice.
The 3 Ps. It's a bit cheesy, but it's actually makes a great conversation.
Okay, and how can people get a hold of you on their podcast?
Just Google or go to the Auckland
Dale
Church
Campbell.
Network.nz.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you need Dale to come speak at any engagements, you let me know as well.
Stop.
Let's look at this Bible verse. Which one are we looking at?
Well, look, I thought we'd focus on prayer. Like I'm really being challenged and growing in the area of prayer, and I just love it. So a passage like this, Luke 11, after Jesus talks about the Lord's Prayer, he gives this example, and he says, like, suppose you have this friend, and you get up at midnight, and you ask him, give me some bread. I got a visitor here, and he won't get up. He's like, I tell you, he will get up. Not even if he won't get up because he's your friend. He'll get up if you pray if you ask him with shameless audacity. And it's like Jesus is saying, I should pray with shameless audacity. And I my experience is not the sort of like pounding on the door of heaven, come on.
Yeah.
I like the Lord's Prayer. It's very balanced. It's very theological, reasonable. I love the teaching a little bit later in this chapter where it's like, your Father knows how to give you good gifts. That's theology. But that sort of desperate banging on the door, I'm growing in that, man. How are you with it? Are you like a pounding on the door kind of person, Sella? Shameless audacity?
I need to get better at it.
Me too.
But as you were speaking about, there's something that I've been praying into for a long time.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes with shameless audacity.
Cool.
But there also comes times when I get tired of praying that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just tired because I keep asking over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
how do I train myself to be in that shameless audacity mode?
I guess I think it's really like it's a worldview thing and it's a psychology thing. We have to train ourselves, keep asking, keep knocking, keep seeking. Those verbs, that's another bit of language he gives us in this chapter. We have to train us that it's not always meant to be an instantaneous thing.
Yeah.
And theologically, I like to say prayer is not, we don't pray with a machine theology, like the universe and the world is just a machine. It's just like laws of nature and that's it. Why pray? Because it's just a machine. It's also not a vending machine. If I just pray in the right way,
So
if I just plug in this, I'll twist God's arm because he doesn't want to bless me. No, this passage, this whole chapter, if you read it, like this, God is not like a friend that won't get up. God is eager to get up, but he's eager to give you good gifts. So like I don't think Jesus wants us to be like weirdly seeking miracles, like in a weird kind of addictive way, like God make that car float. Blow up that building. But it's more like pounding on the door of heaven. God, I need help. We need your kingdom and your will to be done. On earth as it is in heaven. I need that. Oh, God, I need some help forgiving this person. And please, will you forgive me? Oh, man, he is so eager to help us. And we just got to keep pounding, keep asking with shameless audacity
I like that.
for what we need.
Have you been pounding at the door?
You a pounder's head?
I have had moments of my life where I've been definitely doing that. What are we supposed to be learning, or how are we supposed to be thinking about this in that waiting period? of, God, I need this. God, I need you to show up in this area, but he's not. Whether it's because it's not his will or because it's not the right time yet. How are we supposed to be viewing that situation?
I mean, there's the yes, no, or wait thing. Have you heard that? Where, every prayer gets answered in one of those three ways: yes, no, or wait. That's helpful. I find it interesting. I mean, my view is that it really takes the most faith when you keep praying in the midst of unanswered prayer. If you always get your prayer answered, I actually think that diminishes your faith. So I think in some ways it's just like, man, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not a vending machine. It's not machine or vending machine. It's a father that we partner with God. God wants to do stuff, and he wants to use our prayers. He wants to help us to bring a little bit of heaven down to earth. And, sometimes that doesn't happen immediately. Sometimes it doesn't happen in our lifetime. There's stories of people just praying for things for decades. Prayer forms me, but it's also like God doing stuff through me. He waits to act for me to get out of my head and just actually pound on the door.
Should we also be aware that the prayer that we were asking for, we're pounding on the door for, it may not necessarily come in the form that we want it to be answered in.
Absolutely.
So,
I might think, God, I really need, some financial help right here.
Right.
And what I end up getting is better faith, more trust.
Sure.
I might think, can you help me with this situation? But God actually wants to make me more forgiving.
Yeah, so how do we be still in that moment to be?
Yeah.
Because you
That's right.
you do get weary and you get tired of continuously pounding, and your brain gets locked in there that you're not aware.
That's right.
Right. So as individuals,
the Lord's Prayer is a great guide for that. It's the big things. We always want our human species to wake up to the majesty of God. Hallowed be thy name. We always need the kingdom to come and his will to be done. We always need to be grateful for everything we have, every piece of bread that we get today. We always need God to help us to forgive us and make us forgiving. Man, I was just like, come on, pound on the door for those first, and always without ceasing.
This is why people want you to come and speak at their places, mate.
Stop it, bro. You guys are so fun to talk to.
Come on. Thank you for taking time out of your morning to come and pop in and chat to us, Dale.
Kia ora.
You've given us a little bit of fire.
Cool.
Fire in our spirit.
Cool, man.